Amelia Earhart. She belonged to the lonesome greats of the late 20s and 30s who dominated flying before the days of jets and rocket power.
It's a mystery that's puzzled the world for decades. What happened to Amelia Earhart? The famous aviator and her navigator, Fred Noonan, disappeared without a trace in a remote part of the South Pacific on July 2, 1937. Now, a world-renowned explorer is determined to help find them. Bob Ballard has led more than 150 deep-sea expeditions. He helped find the wreckage of the Titanic in the Atlantic Ocean in 1985. Many of the details of the so-called unsinkable ship can still be seen, preserved deep underwater. Now, Ballard is setting his sights on finding Amelia. The National Geographic Explorer-at-Large will film the expedition for a 2-hour documentary. Earhart and Noonan took off from New Guinea on the second-to-last part of their trip around the world. Earhart was hoping to become the first woman to circle the globe.
A last letter to her husband briefly summed up Amelia Earhart's philosophy of flying. She wrote, "Please know that I am aware of the hazards. I want to do it. Women must try to do these things as men have tried. When they fail, their failure must be a challenge to others."
Earhart and Noonan mostly followed the equator as they flew around the world. The pair were aiming to land on an island in the South Pacific, but they were never seen or heard from again.
On July 3rd, after taking off from New Guinea, headed for Howland Island, she and Noonan disappeared. The last radio report from the flying laboratory had announced that they were out of gas and were going to have to ditch. Tiny Howland Island had been missed. The United States immediately organized a huge search. The battleship Colorado and the carrier Lexington were pressed into duty to aid the Coast Guard cutter Itasca, who had been stationed in the area to assist with the flight. Some 200,000 square miles of ocean and nearby islands were to be searched, but to no avail.
There are many theories about what could have happened to Amelia, from a crash in the Pacific to her capture by the Japanese. In 2017, that theory got a boost from a photo discovered in the National Archives that many thought showed her being taken prisoner by the Japanese. The photo was explored in a History Channel documentary, Amelia Earhart, The Lost Evidence. Experts say the figure in the photo has many similarities with Earhart.
So we're looking at the distance from the top of her head to her underarms, and then from her underarms to her waist,
right.
And we can say that looking at this,
they all line up.
The photo even had a figure some thought looked like navigator Fred Noonan. But it turns out that the photo was taken 2 years before they disappeared, sending researchers back to the drawing board. Ballard and the National Geographic team plan to search deep underwater and on land for clues. These explorers hope that their expedition can help solve the mystery of Amelia Earhart once and for all. This is InsideEdition.com.